This program is intended for immature audiences.
This is a journey into the Northern Union Vape Show.
When we die, no need to cry, just revel in the times gone by. Oh, when we die, we go up so high, so free. Oh, when I die, oh, maybe I will realize how fast time flies. Oh, when I die, oh, maybe I will see. I'm gonna go write a million songs if that's the way to be. I'll run a class to beat them all and go down in history. I'll be the one to reach the stars, but only if you're with me tonight. 'Cause that'll be the life. I'm gonna go write a million songs if that's the way to be. I'll run a class to beat them all and go down in history. I'll be the one to reach the stars, but only if you're with me tonight. 'Cause that'll be the life. 'Cause that'll be the life. 'Cause that'll be the life.
Welcome to the Northern Union Vape Show. It is a Sunday night and we're back, yes, again. And we've got our Newcaster with us. Say hello to our Newcaster down there, which is Luke, LPC.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a co-host with us, my friends. Much appreciated.
Oh, been looking forward to this all week.
Good. Now, I've got to get everybody up, so I've got to make sure we're all working. We're all working. Nightbot's in, that's all right. So, if you are in chat, just have a look at the top and make sure you're in top live chat and not in twat chat. If you are in twat chat, swap it over and you'll keep up with everything we are doing. There we go. Right, can close that off. A bit like Herb, close that off, open the Chrome tab. Right, I can get you all up now and I haven't popped out fucking chat now, have I? So much to do, so little time.
One job.
Oops, shit, I've lost it now. Oh, yeah, there you are.
Good evening, Ian.
Right, there we go. So thank you very much for joining. Very much to our co-host. So you have been looking, you've come off your holidays, haven't you? We will talk about that.
Been back a week.
A week. We will talk about that because he has sent some naked pictures. Laid on because he went to Naked Beach like that.
Yeah, he's going to show us his white bits.
And join my OnlyFans as well.
Well, yeah, you might as well. You could show toe pictures off. That's a bit of an in thing or something, isn't it? I think, I don't know. I don't really get OnlyFans, to be honest with you. It's a bit some strange people on there. So what we'll do is we will get Steve to have a quick rundown chat.
Right, let's have a quick look. We have got Ian above the clouds. Good evening, sir. We have Balm Cakes. We have Mr. Benny Bates. We have my good self. We had Hudder's Facts. We have John. And John Vaping Joker. Mr. Intense Savage Simon 62. Zach 78. Craig D. That's all in participantes. Is there anyone else? Vaping Snowman I saw earlier. I think that's all that's been talking in chat as of this moment.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Steve on. Do you know when you say, Scott Wood, you all right, mate? Do you know when you say Mr. Intense? I thought I always, when I first heard that, it sounded like a Mr. Intense.
Mr.
I thought,
Mrs. Tent.
yeah, but is he in a tent somewhere? Do you know what I mean? A Mr. in a tent.
Michael Meek and Nicky Maynard have just joined us. Good evening.
Michael Meek, you all right? And Nicky Maynard, welcome. So what we'll do is we'll do a little buffet and see what everybody is vaping on. So we'll start with Luke, our new co-host. What are you vaping on, my friend?
Well, I'm just on a couple of mouth lung setups tonight. I got the Spy Mix for my birthday, so I'm using that.
Ooh.
It's a blinding bit of kit, that. It's so solid.
Yes,
I don't know if you have one or not. It is unbelievable. I absolutely love it, but I don't see the point of putting a small battery on it because you've got an extra piece you can put there.
Yes, you do. So put an 18350.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
And then I've got a Cthulhu Mini RTA on there.
Very nice.
With some menthol, and then I'm just on the N.U.V.S Mini pod with the blue raspberries, and it's a Rebel Juice. That's it to them.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice little kit, is it, X-Ross?
Oh, love them.
Yeah, I've got mine somewhere, floating about.
I lost mine, then found it in van. I thought I'd lost it. I thought I'd generally lost it out of my pocket, and it must have dropped out of my pocket and gone outside at seat when I was cleaning it. I'm like, oh, found it again. Magic.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. It's so great. I've had to buy some more pods for mine. I'm on like my 5th pod now.
If you find something you like, then it's fine, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. I've got the K2. I've got the Coco, which I'm quite liking. I've got the AK2, which are quite nice. That was like a little pod thing. That's quite nice.
Yeah.
They're quite cheap. And I got the Coco Prime, which was on like 15 quid. But I had the G. I had the G, Caliburn G, and I've lost that. Fuck it, I don't know where that's disappeared. So that might end up in van somewhere.
They've released another one, haven't they? Another Caliburn.
Yeah, they've released a AK25967.
Something like that,
Yeah. I can't keep up with them, to be honest with you.
Every week, got a new one out.
I forgot what it's fucking called now. The usual.
That's the special edition one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that one is. Yeah.
Looks like someone's fucking wrote all over it.
No, it's just got the. I can't do the old thing. My computer's going to. It's one of their like special edition jobby doodles.
Right.
I
see. There you go. Very nice.
Non-adjustable airflow, which is a bit shit, but.
Do you not find sometimes when you try and fire it, it doesn't do anything?
Yeah.
And you have to put the pod back on and it works again.
I haven't used mine for a while. But
like I say, the Coco's not too bad. I don't find that. I quite like the that. Okay, yeah. Grady's put Coco G2 A2 R2D2 CP C2PO ass. Free ID, all right, mate. Yeah, I quite like the Feeling Tech one that I got. The Feeling X. That's not a bad little kit, is that? It's quite all right. So yeah, that's quite nice. Right, Steve, what are you on?
I've got the Enduro Pro with the Dead Rabbit Max on top. And some of that, I've got some lovely, jubbly, sweet peach clotted cream and clotted dreams. This is very nice. And then I've got the Bupu Argus GT kit review out now with some Fizzle Drips peach fizz inside, which is very nice as well. And that is me. Benny?
Very nice. Well, I'm on the Aegis Solo with the Arbiter Solo, and in that I've got some RY Benny Hall, which is an RY4 that I make up myself, which is not too bad. I've also got the chair mod with a chair reject tank, which is the Gua 21 and the Arbiter 2. And inside that, I have got some. Where am I? There it is. It is some blue raspberry sour.
And that looks like an aftershave bottle or something.
It is, yes, new bottles. I've got some little slim bottles to put in your pocket and that. But it's just made off of concentrate. Did it myself, so it's not bad.
Vaping some Izumiyaki.
Izumiyaki. Yeah. Bit of aftershave in it. It's got a little bit of tickle up back up throat. So that is me. I'm quite just a simple person.
Speaking of aftershaves, though, I got some the other week called Breadcrumb.
Called Breadcrumb?
Yeah, birds love it.
He's here all night. There must be a friend of yours, Barm Cakes. He says, is it a barm cake, a tea cake, or a roll?
That's a barm cake, isn't it?
It's a barm cake? No, it's not a barm cake.
Well, it can't be a tea cake because that's got currants in it.
Tea cake? No, that's a currant tea cake.
Oh, not this again.
We call them bread cakes or tea. So it's a bread cake, or tea cake is a little smaller one, and a currant tea cake is what you have for your breakfast.
What do you have, Blazing? What do you call it? A cob?
A roll.
A roll.
Yeah.
They're long though, aren't they, rolls?
Yeah, that's what I call them.
Yeah, but it's just one of those geographic things. It depends where you come from. It's like here in the West Midlands, we'd call, well, everyone else calls it forward roll. We'd call it a gambol. You know, where you just, when you're at school and you just did that little roll.
Did a
across the-
tipple over?
Yeah,
Did a tipple over?
yeah, no, but everyone calls it a forward roll. We call it around here a gambol.
We call it a tipple over.
Tipple over. Yeah, so it's just
In
depends where you-
Birmingham, you say, "Oh, I'm your Bob."
I don't know. Not from Birmingham.
I'm your Bob. In Birmingham,
No.
West Midlands, Birmingham, where he's saying, "Oh, I'm your Bob," means like, "How are you?"
Well, that's the Black Country. That's like Wolverhampton, Dudley, and that like where.
Bewdley, is it Bewdley? Where?
Dudley, Wolverhampton, that sort of way. But we just call them yam yams.
Do you know? I thought you were doing start. What is it then? Trumpton, Dudley, Trumpton. I thought you were going to start.
They just call them yam yams because it's yam or rice. Yeah, we all you guys.
Greg D says, why do companies do that? They made a good air adjustment on the G2, but then the new one, no air adjustment. What the fuck? I don't know. I just think it's a cash grab, to be fair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They've got shit left over. Let's see what we can do. It's a bloody tea cake, Simon says. Greg D says, roll is a roll on chips. It's a bread cake.
Bread cake.
It's a cake made of bread.
That's it.
What more do you want?
Well, cornflake cake's not a cake though, it's cornflakes, isn't it?
Well, that's a cornflake bun. So now we are getting complicated because it's a bun. What's a bun? What's a bun to you? So go on, what's a bun?
Burger bun.
But a bun is a fucking fairy cake, innit? You know, you call it a bun. Do you not call them buns?
Oh,
a bun to me is like it is a cake, isn't it? When you put a sandwich or
exactly, you don't put that. You don't put chips in your fucking afters, do you? I'm gonna have my chips, and then afters I'm gonna have a fucking I'm gonna have a bun with some chips in it. Instead of your icing on top, little fairy wings, we'll stick some chips in top.
Like a Belgian bun.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially icing on.
Exactly, a Belgian bun. You don't say I'm going to have a bun with some chips in it.
It's saying again, what we call a biscuit is what Americans call a cookie. So I think a biscuit to Americans is what they have with like gravy and your veg and all that
yes,
stuff.
Yes, it's like a Yorkshire pudding sort of thing, yeah.
With chips and fries. Oh.
Yeah, that got me that. When they say around, they said they're having biscuits and gravy. I'm like, why would you put biscuits on your fucking rich tea? Put your gravy on top of them. Pile of rich tea and just stick some gravy all on top.
Dear.
John the Vaping Joker saying, Steve, have you watched Prey yet? It's really good.
Watched it last night. Yeah,
is it good? Is it worth a watch?
It's not bad. It's because it's technically the fifth in the line of the.
But it's in it. It's pre-Predator.
Yeah, it's got some sort of what when they call like. I mean, I'm not going to try and spoil it for anyone. It's not exactly going to ruin the plot for anyone. It's got some like when they call like Easter eggs in that from if you've seen the previous ones. Like the one guy in it, he says, if it bleeds, we can kill it, or it can die. From the first one.
Yeah.
And have you seen Predator? Have you seen the second Predator 2, Danny Glover in?
No, I didn't. I'd missed out that one.
Because at the end of the film, when he goes onto the spaceship, you can see all the Predator's trophies just to show how long he's been on Earth, sort of thing. He brings up this flintlock gun on it, saying so 1712 or something on it. And that same gun is in this one.
Is in that right?
Yeah, but it's quite good. But to start off with the first hour or so, you think, is this the Predator film or a film about an American, Native American tribe?
Right.
And a little bit of Predator in now and again, but it is good. It's definitely worth a watch if you've got Disney Plus or whatever. Worth a watch.
I've been watching Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit like the FX Pistols. It's about the life.
Oh yeah. Right,
so it's about Wu-Tang Clan when they work from the beginning and discover music and that, and it's good. If you like stuff like 8 Mile, the film with Eminem,
I might have to watch that.
I mean, another series we've been watching, one called The Sandman.
That's just started, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those that's been adapted from like a comic book or something like that. It's all right, but it's just the first episode and a half is a little bit.
It's a bit all over the place.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's all a bit weird, but then after third or fourth episode, it calms down and goes into the proper. You're like, oh, okay, then, but it's worth a watch.
We just put saying because we're on about American biscuit. Currant bun is the son where I come from. Yeah, currant bun. Yeah, son. We do say currant bun. Hot dog roll is a bun, a long thingy. Says Craig D. Barm cakes is only here to see you, Luke.
All
right. Craig D says, and my missus has a good pair. And then he's saying, hey up my duck says, Craig D, yeah, Baps. Craig D says, my mate had a calf with a shop sign that said, my missus has bigger Baps than Jordan. Back when Katie Price was that name. There used to be one round here that used to be called something like Betty's Big Baps. That was name at cafe, Betty's Big Baps.
Well, there was over in Solly. It's not there anymore. In one of the the shopping centres. You know, most of them have got the main shops, but then they've always got little stalls, all just down the middle. One of them it was for fruit juice now, but it's called Love Juice. Want some Love Juice? It's a bit salty, but it's all right.
A bit salty, yeah. There used to be an hairdresser. There still is an hairdresser's round here called Curl Up and Dye.
Really?
Yeah, Curl Up and Dye. Yeah.
Wasn't that like an advert? There's an advert. It was all
I don't know.
Load of signs on from like genuine like company names and all of that.
Yeah, Curl Up and Dye were called. So we're all about Jordan now.
You know Benidorm?
Oh yeah.
The salon in there is called Blow and Go.
Oh yeah, Blow and Go, yeah.
Mr. Haynes.
So we've got over the buns. We know what they're called now. They're not called buns because we don't have them with chips in them. Oh dear.
It's called bread.
It's called bread. Yeah, it's just bread. It's just bread.
Or a butty.
A butty. Yeah, universal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sally.
Yeah. Do you know, as you came in with that thing, I went over to see Bob. I was going to Warrington to play rugby. And obviously Warrington's not far from, it's only half an hour from Liverpool.
It's not far from me.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. Well, there was some lads from Wigan there, to be honest with you, Wigan St. Jude's guys. They've got a Masters team. They were all over. So I went down to, so I kept on M62 and went over to see JP, you all right, mate? I went over to see Bobo and Annette because I don't know if you know, they've shut the shop.
Yeah, I read that today, yeah.
Yeah, they've closed the shop down just for some personal reasons, some obviously monetizational reasons. So I thought, well, I'm going over that way. I'm going over early. I'll pop over, see him for half an hour, say good luck, and then go down to Warrington from there. Got there. Shop opens at 10. So I thought, great, I'll get there 11 o'clock, have half an hour. I've got to be there for 12. Gets there, fucking shop wasn't open, was it? I'm like, you fuckers. I thought, I'm sure, because I've seen it on Instagram. Yeah, we're open tomorrow to sell us stuff off. So I sits there, so I goes into Tesco's, gets a sandwich, sits there in Tesco's car park, right opposite shop, watching shop, not a sign of them. I thought, I can't sit here anymore. It's going to be, I'm going to get done for it, do you know, because it only gives you half an hour, APR camera thing. So I thought, right, I'll go, I'll leave, I'll just go. So I thought, I'll drive round the block, because I know they live locally. I thought, I wonder, drives round block. As I'm coming down, sandwich shop, who's going there? 6 foot tall guy with a bubble hat on. Bobo walking down the street. So I pulled over on double yellow. Like, Bobo! He went, all right, mate. So I stood there for about 20 minutes talking to him outside sandwich shop. What had happened is they'd sold out virtually on the Friday. So they only had a few bits of liquid left. So they just said, we'll go in late. So they had a sleep in. So yeah, I had a talk with Bobo and Annette for a bit. It is, Craig D, yeah, it is some of that. They were telling me that there is a lot of obviously supposable reasons, more like bastard news agents. There is some of that. Do you know? Yeah, there was saying that the news agent is selling. They're getting people coming in saying, "Have you got the 3,500 puffs disposables?" And obviously they don't sell them because they're illegal to sell. So they don't sell them. So they were getting people walking out, and you know there were other bits and pieces. It wasn't just that, but that was a big thing that they were, you know, they couldn't compete with other things that are going on. So they just took the decision to close up shop, and
it's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame. Yeah, because they were saying obviously been going 4 years. They'd, you know, sort of. I think if it hadn't been for COVID as well, that would a lot of it. Because a lot of people were going to shops and deciding they're going to do vaping, and shops were shut, wanted delivery only and things like that. News agents were open, weren't they? And they're suddenly getting these 3,000, 6,000 puff disposables that'll pay a tenner for it. It lasts them nearly a week. Do you know what I mean? So you can see that going into a vape shop then and saying, "Oh, do you want to buy a kit, you know, like this for 70 quid?" They only see the short side of it, don't they? Well, why do I need to do that? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, right, Craig, they aren't a new thing that's just come around. When I first started, I had a disposable cigar. And this were, you know, I've been vaping nearly 10 years. Do you know what I mean? This were 10 years ago that there was a disposable cigar. So it's not a new thing. We started off on CE4s. With a I had a CA4 that was a disposable. You kept the battery and you threw the top away. Do you know what I mean? That's how I first started. We all started off on things like that was disposable cigarettes. It's not a new thing. It's just that the size of them that's a problem that they can get. That's the problem. You know, if you go in and you're getting a 3,500 puff one, that's gonna, and there's no messing around, is it? Some people are too lazy that they just want to pick one up and go with it. That's it.
And then just throw it on the floor when they're finished.
Yeah. And but it's not a new thing. Yes, that's it. There's a new generation. And to be fair, I bet if they were around now, we probably wouldn't be sat here doing this fucking show, to be honest with you. If they'd have been around 10 years, we'd have been on them. Do you know? Because they're
talking
not
about bread. We're talking about bread. We'll be a bread channel. We'll be a bread channel.
Yeah, we'll be talking about, we'll be a bread channel, yeah.
Look at the crust on that.
Look at the crust, look at my baps, look at these little bums.
Benny's baps.
Yeah, Benny's baps, yeah.
Love it.
So what we got, Mr. Intense says, my son has moved from RTS to Pro. It makes me so proud sometimes. He left an elf bar, watermelon flavour in my house, not pleasant vape at all. Yeah, exactly. We had less options, so we went with what we got. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's done it. You went with what was there. It was, you know, you had a cigarette, a CA4. How many batteries did you sit on and snap? And you didn't dispose of them. You just throw them in thing. You just throw them in bin. You didn't take them to a shop. You just throw them in bin. Or just left them on your side till you cleared up. Do you know what I mean? But it is because of the bigger sizes that they can get. That's what's killed the vape shops. If they couldn't get the bigger sizes, then you wouldn't be getting this. You know. But that's what I want to ask while we're on, right? So the bigger sizes, you can buy 3,500 puffs, you can buy 6,000 puffs.
Yeah.
What's your feeling if a shop is selling 0 milligram ones?
That's a tricky one.
Yeah, because I think that's sort of. So obviously they've got the law over here about the amount of level of nicotine we're allowed.
Nicotine, 2 mil.
Yeah. But then obviously but then 0 nicotine, it's a bit of a. But then what's the point in disposable? Because you're just getting the flavour off it, rather than, I thought the whole point of the disposables was to get that nicotine out. So I don't see the point in them myself.
But what happens if you don't vape nicotine? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've gone to that place where you're not going to vape nicotine anymore. Or if someone who's never smoked and decides they want to do it and they pick up a 6,000 puff
Or you're a school kid that's bought one dodgily to just to look cool. And it's got,
But it's no nicotine in it. It's not
no,
illegal.
I mean, but they get him to look cool. Look at the having
Yeah. It's not legal, is it? It's not illegal to have it. If it's illegal to have it, if it's got nicotine in it.
It's a bit of a grey area, but I know.
It is so much a grey area. Kieran, you all right? Yeah. Kieran's put in CS fold with disposable true, but you kept the battery. These disposables nowadays are pure disposable battery. Like, exactly, yeah, it is. I don't disagree with that. It is a total, it's the battery that's the problem, not the other bits to it. Hopefully they start transitioning to getting. If we could have bigger pods, I think there wouldn't have been even this problem with disposable batteries. It's a 2 mil, because if you get a 2 mil, you can be filling that up 3 or 4 times a day. Do you know what I mean? If you're tooting on it and put a big coil in it, a 0.8 coil in it, and you can be smashing that tank, even if you get these with a 2 mil bung in it, you can fill them up every 5 fucking minutes, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I managed to get the that comes to the 2 mil. But luckily, a nice handy hint of Ian above the cloud said if you've got the bubble glass for the Horizon Tech, the Sakers tank.
Yeah, it fits it.
That fits on it. But I had the right fucking game with that. Because with the just around the top and the bottom, they've got it's not so much an O-ring, it's got a bit of a groove just to give the suction on the bottom. When you're taking the glass off, it sticks to it, so you end up pulling that. It goes back into a nice little groove back there. It's easy to put back in, but the glass sticks to it. And that 2 mil glass out there just shattered into about 50 pieces. It's fucking nightmare. But now I've got that bubble glass on because that fucking just drank.
Exactly. So if you had a tank like that, if you went in a shop and bought that kit with a 2 mil tank on it, and you were filling it up every 5 fucking minutes, you'd still be pissed off with it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's dropping it. I think what they did with the biggest thing was dropping the tank sizes down for us. That sort of really get it a bit.
I'd still be being on my ego and CE4 if it wasn't for you pesky YouTube reviews.
Mike Kane says, we question for casters and chat, if we organise a northern vape meet, say somewhere like Leeds, who would to go? If it was somewhere up north and it was close, I'd go. Do keep it middle. It depends where you're going to put it. It depends, if you had a big meet, you could, maybe talk to Danny and have it over at his shop over there. Because that's near enough for you to get to. Being at Slaithwaite. Slaithwaite.
Bit of a trek for me, but
it is a bit of a trek for you. But you've got Birmingham, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If it was a weekend, I think I'd make the effort to. It wouldn't bother me, obviously, the weekend to.
Yeah. So
have a little drive
maybe
up there.
Look at that. Danny's shop's pretty big. Do you know what I mean? You could organise something with that. Get some people over there and sit in his shop for it. JP's put Emperor gone back to the beginning of this year. Now Vapor gone. That's 2 in Liverpool area have gone. Then Amatorium, that's another thing. Amatorium is closing down. If you do want to take advantage of Amatorium's liquids, go over and check out Amatorium. He's got them on for cheap. He's getting sold up pretty quick.
There's the chair. 2 on 10. Long as it.
Exactly. Empty Duck says, Benny, I smashed my eye at a 2 bubble glass, so now I'm using the straight glass 2 mil on a 0.13 ohm build. Definitely doesn't last long. It doesn't. It plows through them. It absolutely plows through them. Yeah. What is it? Jez put in, a 2 mil tank lasts as long as a SIG did. Then you had to pull out and light another, so they should be used to that. I don't think it works. I just think we're the lazy people, aren't we? We just got lazy. What we got?
That throwaway society nowadays, isn't it?
Credits put they could go down the synthetic nicotine road and sell them to anyone that's in not tobacco product, regardless of TPD or TPR. There's no tobacco used. They could technically sell to any age. Technically they could. Technically, it's not ethical, but technically they could. But I just wondered because I've seen that you can get zero nicotine disposables, and I don't know where you sort of stand on that. It's still a vape. Yeah. But there's no nicotine in it.
And I bet they're a lot cheaper as well because there's no nicotine in it.
Yeah, if you get them from a shop, they're going to be a fortune, aren't they? These corner shops. They're not daft.
Speaking of disposables, right? I was in the spa on holiday, and they were selling elf bars, and they were €11 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might. It depends. They might have to pay the different import.
Yeah.
But
€11.
But with the zero nicotine, wouldn't they technically? Because it's still a vape, wouldn't they technically fall under the same?
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how it stands. I don't get how it's. I don't know. It's zero. It's got nothing in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's a grey area, isn't it?
It is, Craig D. Ethics went out the window a long time ago. They did, mate. Have a go, Libby. You all right, Tim? They did. They went out years ago, mate. You know, as soon as it started getting bigger and bigger players came in and people with more money that just wanted money, that's when the industry went. Yeah, Amatorium juice is $7.77. All the sevens crutches. So we will have a little chat with if we got that out of the thing, we'll move on. Just wanted to get it out. We will talk about our new caster. So, Luke, thank you for joining us. Like I said earlier.
No problem at all.
Good. So you've been looking forward to. You've been on holiday. Where have you been? Anywhere nice?
Yeah, I went to Mallorca with the family last week for 7 nights. Santa Ponza. It was very hot, very sweaty. Couldn't sleep at night because it was that warm. Air conditioning. We didn't have air conditioning in our room, but because we had like a suite, we had like a living room and a bedroom.
Right.
It's nice and cool in the living room area, but the bedroom was quite warm. But it was a cracking holiday. Good. Did you get drunk? To be honest, no. At night time, we had a meal, kids disco and stuff, and they had Samago on draft, and they had some rum and bits and pieces in the bar and everything. But I didn't go mad. I had a few. Because you're on holiday, you just take your time. You just have like a couple of afternoons during the evening. Then I used to sit up balcony at night when kids go to bed and have a couple of
What confused me, I saw it on your Facebook when you're putting your photos on there, because you know when it says where you are roughly, it said N.U.V.S, Spain. I thought he was going to, because I where my mum and dad got a place in Spain, further up the coast.
Yeah,
there's a place called N.U.V.S, and that's where, as a family, we went back in the early '80s.
Yeah,
we used to hire a massive villa off, and that was in N.U.V.S. I thought he was going to Mallorca, but it's the same.
It must be like either the Spanish wording for it or the part of Santa Ponza, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would go very hot. I walked down into Santa Ponza a couple of times. I just had a shower one day and I had to have another one when I got back. All my clothes were soaking wet through.
Well, we had that other week anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was mad, that.
Oh,
I had to finish work that week at 2 o'clock because it was too hot. But yeah, couldn't work in it.
Yeah, especially when you're working outside and that lot. So we have got a little bit of a clip of his holiday that we can bring up.
Yeah, see if I can screen share. Come on, screen share. When you're ready, sir. Share
time, do the screen share.
Make sure I do share sound, otherwise you're just going to watch him lip read. There we go.
Hi, welcome to Jasper. Nice.
And there's the other one.
Hola, Espanol. We miss you, Aaron, Dave. We love you a long time. Very nice. Vape. Hola.
So yeah, what we want to know is where did you nick that deck chair shirt from?
This?
No, that you can forget. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Your first one and only warning.
I got it from Prime, Annie.
Did you cut up the dead chair for it? Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
Well, no, I saw some. I think it was on Instagram or something where he's got an Arsenal shirt, and he's sitting there on the tube, and the design on the Arsenal shirt is the exact same. It's on the seats and that on the tube.
Oh, so...
yeah. I thought, it's weird.
So, was that a laugh shirt that you bought, or did your lass say to you, "Oh, that looks nice," because you were fucking lying?
No, Oh no, she likes it. So I bought it. It's an holiday shirt, isn't it? You just one of them flowery shirts and random coloured shirts.
Is it one of them ones where they know that you're British? They say, look at these twats.
At night time, all the lads come downstairs and you had all these random shirts on with like bloody little flowers on and little birds and stuff like that. Palm trees.
And then you turned up in that one, like a Picasso reject.
Yeah. Well, I mean, years ago, like 20 odd years ago, me and the lads from work, we used to have, when we didn't have to work bank holidays, we used to go up like into the local town for a few, a bit of a session. A lot of the times we'd have a hideous shirt day where you're allowed to join in the group and have the all day drinking if you come in the most hideous shirt you could find, like so. So that's when I went to my dad's wardrobe half the time. I went, right, what we got in there?
Yeah. Tim says he got the shirt from the chair. The second video was the owner took it back, aka shirtless. I'll have my shirt back now, pal. So yeah, did you get any? Do you know, like in between us, Manchester kicking your ankles? You didn't throw mint polo out, did you?
No.
In between us movers, where the little kid runs over Manchester.
No. Oh, no, none of that.
Oh, dude. You didn't get that on holiday, did you? If you did, take it back.
Mandaroofing.
Oh, can't help it. I'm a Leeds lad, aren't I? Do you know what I mean? You got it.
Definitely.
So there you go. That was just what Luke's been up to on the holiday. So I'm glad you had a good time, mate. He's nice to have a bit of relax and that. Obviously, you've been abroad. And I'm not going away this year, but next year we plan on going abroad. But is there somewhere you've been here where you go back to? Because there's some places in Britain that I've never ever been to. Like I've never been to Cornwall, and I've never been to Devon.
Cornwall's beautiful.
Cornwall's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've never been to Cornwall. I've never been to Devon.
I think it's either Cornwall or Somerset. Well, whatever. It's the only part of the country, literally in the same county. You got the coast at the north and the south of the county or something like that. But yeah, I went a few years ago and I love it down there. It's really nice, very scenic.
Because obviously
went down to Padstow where old Ricky Stein's got
I've been there.
loads of restaurants and stuff. But
right.
Really nice down there.
But yeah, because I've never been down there. Obviously, being from Leeds, we'd go to Scarborough, Brid. Family had a caravan down at Skegness for 20-25 years. We had a caravan down there, Dick family, ever since I was like 16. It might be more, might be about 30 years. That we had a caravan at Skeggy. Ingermells. Everybody calls it Skeggy, but it's Ingermells.
Ingermells. Yeah.
Which is outside of Skegness. It's not fucking Skegness. You know
is that like where they've got a market and a fairground above it?
It is.
Like yeah.
I tell you something, right? When we first got the caravan there, it had the biggest market in Britain. Did Ingermells. All it was, where all that fairground is above, that wasn't there. It was literally just a market. And then it had a nightclub in the middle of it, where the nightclub and all that's been done up now. But it was just a big, massive outdoor market. It was massive. You could buy whatever you want. You could get knockoff stuff and all sorts. So, yeah, we used to have one down there. And then obviously it changed over time. They invested in it and they moved it on and this suddenly become like it is now, that it's got the outdoor market, which everything's fucking exactly the same. All clothes shops, shoe shops, and that's it. And then the fairground that's hardly ever open. Honestly, they've got two big massive roller coasters, and I don't know if they can afford electric or something. They only ever open one at a time.
So if you're going, it's that one to them.
Yeah, you never see them open both at the same time. Never. It's always just one or other. Nicky Mainside says Ifacombe and
Ilfacombe.
And what's that? Woolacombe.
And Woolacombe.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, Woolacombe's nice. Mum and Dad been there a few times.
Is anybody in chat? Does anybody go somewhere particularly in Britain that they like, or when you were a kid, did you go anywhere when you were a kid? Like I said, we used to go to Mablethorpe as well. My mum, I don't know why, we used to go to Mablethorpe every year. I nearly drowned in swimming pool there.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, they had a swimming pool. It was an outdoor swimming pool. We stopped in this park. We stopped in a windmill. Mark we used to stop in a windmill that had been converted into flats. And the swimming pool had little, like from the little pool to the big pool, and it had little holes in it. And these little skinny kids swam through them. I'm a big chunky fucker, even at like 8. And I decided to try and swim through it, didn't I? And nearly got stuck halfway.
As a kid, we used to go to a few times. Western Supermare.
Oh.
So I've been there for a little while, but yeah.
Is that where, what is it, went for the Jolly Day Out, Western Supermare, On Fools and Horses?
Yeah.
No, that was Margate, wasn't it?
Oh, that was Margate. That was it.
There's other country.
What we got? Yeah. So, JP would love to go fishing at Paradise in Beworthy. Never heard of that place. Mike Kane, Scarborough and Robin Hood Bay. Scarborough's, do you know, Scarborough's not as nice as what I thought when I was a kid. It's a bit of a shithole and it's a bit run down and there's not a great deal there. Robin Hood Bay is just scenic. Whitby's a lot better. It's a nice little night out, is Whitby.
Yeah.
Ian says Jurassic Coastline is amazing. Kevin says, I love going to Windermere Lake in the Lake District for a long weekend now and again. Do you know, right, we played rugby there a few times and we hired a cottage. It was fantastic. We stopped at Windermere. Got a boat across the water to get to where we were going. Because that was the quickest way to get there. And then you get like a little tuk-tuk. It's a bus, but it looks like, it's got no sides on it. It's like you just jump on and the driver there drops off at rugby. That was quite nice. But no, yes. So I just wondered if there's places, where you could go. The scenic place. I've never been. I've only worked up at Edinburgh. I've never been to Glasgow. I've never done out like that.
Yeah, I've only done Edinburgh once, and that was the New Year's Eve thing, like 2006. It's the only time I've ever been to Scotland. flew up there, and then met it with a couple of others, and then drive back. Well, I didn't drive back, but.
Scotland's nice. I went to Scotland last year. I had to drive up and then you have to get on a ferry with your car to like a little island. Is it called Ross? Near Ross or somewhere up that way. It's like one of the little islands off Scotland. Right. We stayed in like a little house overlooking a loch. Really nice.
Right,
yeah. But it was a 6.5 hour drive. Don't do it with kids.
But they're like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? That's half an hour. They haven't even got out of town yet.
But it's nice. But it's nice place.
Yeah. I think that's the thing is though with kids, because you've got no appreciation for how long places get to take. Because I can remember as a kid, obviously we go somewhere with mum and dad, and it just seemed to take fucking ages. But when you get older and you're driving, you drive to the same place. It doesn't seem to take that long.
Yeah,
as a kid, I think Blackpool was a million miles away. 40 minutes up the road from me.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
You could go see Kieran. He's in Blackpool.
And Essence Vape.
Yeah. Mr. Intense says he likes 10-bit and Pembroke. You haven't got to go that far to see some nice sights. Great Yarmouth and Clacton. When I was a kid, wouldn't go there now. Great Yarmouth is great, says John the Vaping Jugger. I went, this is a true story, is this? Mike Haynes says we can go up to Ease and stop over there if we want. We might take you up on that.
Yeah.
My first ever girlfriend that I went out with, I've been with Al from 16 till I was like 20. But when I was 18, in fact, no, I'd been 17. Obviously, I'd learned to drive, passed my test, bought a car. My family were going to Skegness, obviously Ingermells to Caravan. Decided to book to Great Yarmouth, Cherry Tree Holiday Park, for a week, me and my girlfriend. And I drove down to Great Yarmouth. And we stopped down there for a week. I went in my Ford Cortina with my bucket seats. I stopped there for a week in Cherry Tree Holiday Park in a chalet.
Nice. I'll tell you where it's nice. Centre Parks, but it's just expensive.
I fancy Centre Parks, but yeah, it's really, really expensive to go in, innit?
Full of kids. Oh, fuck that.
it's for like 3 or 4 days. It's like $3,000.
Yeah, yeah,
Something stupid, especially
Yeah.
in terms, when all the kids are off. Crazy.
yeah.
But you could go
Yeah.
in like October when all the kids are back at school and it'd be £900.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what the prices they charge.
It's the same with flights though. When you could book one flight for a nice price, and then as soon as it hits half term, the holidays off, the exact same flight and destinations about 3 times the prices.
Yeah.
And they want to know why people take their kids out of school term to go on holiday.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But it's always been a... Kieran says, no, I'm not right now, lol. Ian's been to Cherry Tree. It was lovely, Benny. It was nice. I would like to say I was only 17. I couldn't tell you what it was like. It was just a mad week of being with me, being away first time around, without family. Do you know what I mean? It still takes forever to drive to visit any of you, says Tim. May even feel like floating on a huge pond for a while. Because obviously he's over in States. It's going to take a while to get there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, right. So what we'll do is, before we move on, we will have a look at some of Steve's new shinies. And we haven't played Bumper for a while. So there we go.
And the Spire Cloud Flask S has come out with a few new colours, apparently, but this is the only thing I can see. I've never had any Cloud Flasks S or the previous one.
I had the first one. It was really nice.
I don't know whether this is anything part of the new designs or something, or...
I ordered the second one and never got it.
Oh.
Never turned up, so it were on like £12, but I didn't bother.
Supposed to be really good, but I've just never got around to getting one.
The first one was nice. The second one is exactly the same price as the first one.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know whether this little looks like plastic or whatever that goes around. I don't know if that was the original Cloud Flask before they brought out these new colours, or it's a new thing with the stripes and stuff. I don't know.
It might, because they've got the new sign, haven't they, as well? The new Aspire.
Oh yeah, it's got the new
Aspire logo.
Yeah.
Dean liked it.
But that's it for that one, and then we go on to the K-Fun X. Sylvester, how you pronounce that? So
Sylvester.
coming out. It's out now. Wednesday the 7th.
So it came out 20th of July.
Oh, July. No, fucking hell. If dates the wrong way around, we'd normally have it the other way around. Anywho. Yeah.
Apparently, it's a mash-up between the older one and the newer one, sort of together. Apparently, from what I've heard.
For some reason, it hasn't got any pictures of the deck or anything. So
it's already been cloned. If you want a clone version of it already.
But I mean, that's 100.
SXK have already cloned it.
Yes, sealed F-20. Yeah, so premium quality made in Germany. So that is it. That's all I could find at the moment.
It does look like I said, K-Fun's are real nice. If you like a mouth to lung, it's a proper mouth to lung. Is a K-Fun. It's one of the original and best mouth to lungs. If you ever want a mouth to lung vape, you know, I had a K-Fun Light. Well, it was clone, one original. Couldn't afford the thing like, but you got a clone of it. Were nice.
I love what dubious about the metal grip tips as well, because I've just got a feeling I'm going to end up smashing my teeth in when I'm.
Yeah. Yeah, but in old days, it used to be always a metal drip tip. When you used to go over a bumping car and smash your teeth.
So it looks all right. I'm not sure about the price though, but
yeah, it's just a little bit. They're probably about 120 quid. I know a few people have got them. I've heard them, in chat talk about it and that lot. But
right, and that is it for Shiny Shinies.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So so that was shiny. Like I say, I did see the Cloud Flask with it. I did order one from Cloud Sticks, I think it was. They were about 12 quid, but it never turned up. I got a thing that had been sent out. It never turned up, but for £12, I'm not going to even argue. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I'm not arguing with them for the £12. It's neither there nor there. I know it's £12, but I just couldn't be asked saying to them I ain't got it, and then you have to try and prove that you ain't got it, and that. So you can have me £12. Do you know what I mean? I'll get something else. But I've got a cloud flask up there.
Yeah, I design wise, I like the design of the original one. Looks like a hip flask. I quite like that.
Mm.
So while we're on as well, go over to our sponsors, which is Hip Hop Juice. It has released some new flavours. I did get an email that he's released some new flavour. The liquid, he has got. Let me have a look. And there, did send me a text? I think he did. So his new flavours are now over. Hip Hop Juice is Millions Straw Raspberry, Millions Cherry, and Millions Apple flavours. Cole, you alright, mate? Mike Haynes has got the new Eclipse Jewel. It's pretty good. I'm sure that, like I said, the things like that, I quite wanted his other one that is the Blaze that I quite fancied. And the Eclipse I quite fancy, but I'll wait till it'll be dropped down. I'm sure it'll come down in price. It's when it gets about £20, I might pick it up, to be honest with you. It's just right at this moment, with the price of everything going up, I ain't getting a lot of new stuff, to be honest with you.
No, same here.
Do you know what I mean? Just with price of stuff going up, you know.
Yeah, the only thing I've bought in the last month or so is the Centura sub-tank. That's the only thing I bought in the last month.
Yeah. I just want to know, how's the effect on people in chat? With price of electric going, interest rates are just going to, mortgage is going to go up. Is that stopping you going out and buying new stuff? Are you looking for more of cheaper stuff? Are you actually... Mike Haynes says the Blaze is awesome. Yeah, I quite fancy that. I probably will pick it up. It'll drop in price in a couple of weeks. Is anybody sort of finding that they're not the sort of thinking, I'm not going to buy some stuff? I don't know. Are you finding that?
I think even if money wasn't an issue, if you had the money nowadays, there's not a lot out there at the moment that tickles my fancy personally.
How are you finding it? Are you looking around and thinking, I'm not going to buy that, I'm not going to...
I look all the time, and the only thing I wanted was the Aspire Mix. And I got it, so...
Fair enough. I've got a mix. I haven't used it for a while, to be honest with you. It's up there.
Yeah.
I find that I don't do quite as much mouth to lung. I've got that habit too. So I think so I don't do as much mouth to lung as some others. Cole says the Eclipse Jewel looks good. Team's looking to get a new single coil flavour tester myself. Has to be something superb for flavour chasing out there at a reasonable price. Well, it depends what you got. There's a few out there. Mike Haynes, very well tied because he's Cole's been a bit ill. Cutting back on non-essential like food rather than cut back on vaping habit. Yeah, well, you're not having a takeaway at night. Ian's scared for October, Benny. Going to be hard work. Have to think carefully before purchasing. Yeah, I think everybody think that's when the pinch is gonna. No, the Aspire Mix doesn't come with a tank. It doesn't come with a tank. It comes just as a mod on its own. You'll have
with
to.
A battery. You get a battery. You get a battery with it.
Did you get it from Aspire vendor?
No. Mrs. got it from Sourcemore or somewhere like that.
Oh, right. Well, Aspire vendor, you could get that for £30 with a battery.
Right.
That's Mike's Serendipity. That's part of their thing. That's Aspire vendor. If you didn't know, that's Wicklicker who run Aspire vendor. So, Tim saying spending a small fortune on Kinder Challenge flavours kept me from buying new hardware. Yeah, if you didn't know, Green Green's put out a challenge to make a Kinder Bueno e-liquid. So Noted and that, and Tim's, the guys over there have took it up and put it out to everybody. So all the big mixers are now trying to get this Kinder Bueno challenge. So they're all submitting a recipe that Grim's gonna do and see which one he likes as a Kinder Bueno. So Tim's got to mix them all and go through them all and buy out flavours for them and test them all before he sends them over to Grim. So yeah, that's a small fortune because I think there's quite a few recipes that have come in from around the world. I think Net's put one in. It's fucking got every flavour under the sun in it. So yeah, so do go over to Hip Hop Juice. He has got some new flavours out there. Go check out. He's also got his summer sale on, so go check out what he's got. You can use N.U.V.S for 12% off. Sometimes it works on the sales. It'll work on the full price e-liquids. It should work on most things, but sometimes it doesn't on the sale stuff. So go over and try that out. Also, go over to cloudcartel.co.uk and get some coils. He is doing some, as far as I know now, his mouth salon comes as 2 sets, not just as 1 set. So you get 2 sets for £10, which is Billy bargain for some mouth salon coils. So go over and check them out. So yeah, links are coming up in the chat.
Very good. One thing I just wanted to ask you guys and anyone, has anyone been watching the Commonwealth Games?
No.
No, not really.
I've been flicking through it. I mean, I've been watching the diving. Actually, it's the 1 meter board. But today they had the 10 meter board. The one it's not springy. They can do
it's flat
handstand and
yeah.
I don't know. It hasn't got older now. Me and heights. Watching the camera going up from the top there, it's making the fucking balls crawl back inside my body. I'm just. And yeah, I was saying to my wife, when I was a kid, down our local swim baths, they used to have, different springboards, and then the board like that right at the top. Yeah. But right opposite was the cafe that you could go in and have something to eat.
Yeah.
My mates used to do when we were like 10, 11, let's go on the back wall and just run as fast as we can to see if stupidly we can try and touch the cafe window and then just drop down to the water. I thought, no. And then I went there after I left school, climbed all the way up there, looked over the edge, thought, fuck that, and climbed my way back down. But when you're a kid, you've got no fear, have you? You just fucking go for it. But
yeah, no, we had Olympic swimming pool. They built a pool in Leeds I think it built it in the 70s. Everybody called it the Olympic. They built it for the Olympics, but whoever designed it was made it fucking 5 inches too short. So they couldn't fucking use it. They couldn't use the pool for any Olympics games or all like that because it was too small. So we all called it Olympics because that's what it was designed for. But they called it Leeds International Swimming Pool. But it wasn't a full-size swimming pool. It was, but it was too short to be an Olympic-size swimming pool because some fucker messed up on it.
There's a few athletes from different countries and stuff that it's almost like they've sent an athlete there just to represent them, because you kind of think, why are you there? There's the women's 5,000 meters today, and they go through everyone. One woman, she looked like someone's mom has decided to have a go and give their kid a day off. She looked way too old. They're doing the 5,000 meters. She got lapped twice.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of them all going for it, and it looked like she was just going for a leisurely jog around the park. It was just like, and then there was another diver that I can't remember where he was from. On his first dive of the whole thing, he belly flopped. He did his like spring back all the way around and whack on the floor. It's just like, but no, it's just,
I can't do that.
Fair play to some of them. So, you've got to be really dedicated and properly fit for it. Like in the same 5,000 meters, there's 3 of them that are going round. 2 from Kenya, 1 from Scotland. Scotland was going all the way around, and then 1 from Kenya on the last bench. She just went, "See you later."
Yeah.
Like, and then wasn't out of breath at the end. It was like, fuck.
Yeah, I saw, because her mum had won it in something like 84 or something like that. And her mum had won championship, and she'd come out. But I was watching her, and like I say, she was right on. So the last bend were coming round, and then suddenly she got these big, massive, long legs. She looked like an ostrich.
Yeah. It's like, fucking, where are you going? And at the end, everyone else is going on the floor going, and she just jogs over to her family in the crowd going, all right.
Yeah, I saw that. And
getting knackers doing the 5 meters, not alone.
Yeah. I can't even do 10 meters dash anymore.
But then it's been all right. It's I've been trying to spot, because it's obviously in Birmingham, so I've been trying to look at a few, because I was watching the mountain biking yesterday, and just outside Birmingham, you've got a place called Cannock, and there's a Cannock Chase. It's a massive wooded area, which I think you can walk around there, but there's a lot of bike trails for mountain bikers and stuff. I thought, oh, that looks quite nice. I said, wonder if that's anywhere near Cannock, and then it comes up at the bottom. Oh, Cannock Chase Woods. And I was like, oh. But that's really nice around there. Every time I went through work at my old place, we used to drive through the main road all the way through. It's got all these signs saying caution, deer just goes to run across the road. Amount of times I drove down there going, where the fuck is deer?
Yeah.
I'm not expecting them to be at the side of the road going, yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But even in the wood, a bit further on, unless they're all going, like that behind the tree, go,
yeah, hiding away.
It's that bloke again, quick hide. But yeah.
Mr. Insane said there used to be a high diving board in a local swimming pool. Climbed up once, no way, just no way. Shat myself.
Yeah.
Maggie says 10 meter dash for me means success of changing of underwear.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, have they done any refurbs or out like that in Birmingham? Have they done? Do you know? Because usually you see these, not like Olympic Games, and they spend thousands of. I've watched a few videos on it where they spend thousands and thousands and millions and whatever on villages, hotels, and they make.
I think because they've got quite a few already facilities they can. You like the cricket they used for Edgbaston, and that's just right near enough in the centre. For the hockey, the field hockey they've used because they've got Birmingham University and they've got 2 full-size pitches.
Right.
Next, so they've been using the facilities they can, obviously putting up all the bump around it saying Commonwealth Games, and then things like the boxing and bits and bobs are actually in the NEC. Where normally the
where we have the Vape.
So I thought that because I was watching the one in the background, you can see that big dodgy orange sign with the toilets and stuff.
Right.
They've been using already facilities then, but just putting up massive scaffolding and stuff like that to do it and that. So yeah, I think quite a good round Birmingham. Some of the facilities they've got there, all just out on the outside of it. So
because have you ever seen these ones where they spend? You watch a few videos on them, you can see like top 10 disused Olympic villages in like Brazil and places like where they spent millions on it and it's just left. It showed you one that were for Winter Olympics, where they'd done bobsleighing and all this lot, and they go back and it's just been left. It's just once it's finished, they've just gone away and left it. It's just left there doing no hotels falling to pieces. Fucking, they just spent all this money and said, "All right, we can't do a fuck all with it now. That's it, gone."
Yeah, I think some countries have spent all this money thinking they're going to get all these millions of people coming in and getting the money back that way and that, but they haven't really thought about afterwards what they're going to do with the place because they're not. But if you're not normally catered for it anyway, it's just I think over here in certain things where we've already got the facilities there anyway, so they've just been using them. So I think we're quite lucky over here. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Right, so what we'll do now is we will have a look at Benny's car boot sale.
Oh.
Hey up, it's Benny's car boot sale. There we go, Benny's car boot sale. So if you go over to Evolution Vaping, you can get the Temple RDA 2020 edition by Vapors Cloud for £20. They have it in brass, gunmetal and stainless brushed. It's only the 25mm one, it's not the 28mm.
Yeah,
I might have showed you this before. It's very hard to find some bargains at the moment, but
Monmill Juice Well, it's quite good.
Mick, you all right?
Yeah, I haven't denied in the past whether to get one of these or not. Actually,
it's supposed to be quite nice. Apparently, I've not used one myself, but they're saying it's quite nice. But for £20, I think it's come down a little bit in price at the moment. I think it was about £25. It's now down to £20.
Oh yeah, it was originally £40.
It was £40 originally, and I think I saw it at £25, and now it's down to £20.
Yeah. Very good.
So that is over there if you do fancy that. Also, if you go over to SR Vapes, Mike Haynes has just been on it. They have the Vapors Cloud Valkyrie Mini RTA for £30.
Yeah, what colours have we got it in? We've got it in
black. You can only have it in black. Oh, out of stock. Oh, right, so they haven't got it. We didn't sell items, so sorry about that. It looks like they've got none in now. They did have. They did have, but it's now out of
another
stock.
one I always fancy getting as well.
Right, it's out of stock. I didn't realise that. They did have a couple in earlier on, so obviously it's got... So forget that one then. If you go over to the Vape and Amster, we can show another one on Vape and Amster. If you go over to Vape and Amster, they have got the Lit RDA by Vape for £1.50.
Ow.
£1.50.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, 6 weekly instalments of 25p now. So.
That's it. Tempted to get one now. £1.50.
£1.50.
How much is posted? 17 quid.
No, free.
Yeah,
it might be free. I don't know. You have to have a look. So if you go back to his sale stuff, he has got a couple of other RDAs, but it's £1.50. £1.50.
Wow.
You can get the Aegis Mini Vape Pod by Geek Vape for 25 quid. The Boost Original for £18. Go down, Steve. You go down on the second page. He has got the Freemax Fire Loop 2 sub on tap for £7. Go down, and if you show them this, the iconic, click on the iconic. So you can get the iconic in stainless steel or rainbow for £3.
Yeah.
Bargain.
It's not too bad RDA, that. Nothing brilliant, but it's all right.
For £3?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? Bargain there for £3. So £1.50 and £3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you fancy a cheap RDA? It costs you £4.50 for both of them. They've got the capstone as well for the £5 if you want to spend a tenner.
Even it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's on the first one if you go, but they've got a capstone. If you go back to that first page, go down. There. Capstone by Vape for the £5. If you like a little bit of crisscrossing.
Yeah, knobbly bits.
Knobbly bits, £5.
Looks a bit emo, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Gothy.
So you can get three IDAs for a tenner.
Bargain.
So there you go. Exactly, cheaper than disposable. 3 IDAs, £10. If you fancy them, go over to the vapinghamster.co.uk.
Lovely.
Just type Vaping Hamster, not X Hamster, because that's a total different website. If you type in X Hamster, you won't get any vape gear on there, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely going to be careful what you're typing in. I remember years ago trying to show my mom how to use the internet and stuff. She wanted to do it all herself, so what I typed in, I said, just type in www. She sent up an email, as in hotmail.com. Except my mum spells it M-A-L-E. Well, that was an awkward moment. That website came up, I tell you. Fuck. I was like, no, M-I-L.
Yeah, Mum, you've spelled it. Why is these blokes coming up dancing around and they're all naked?
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit big one, isn't it? Jesus.
I did say that, Nicky Maynard, that they had the Wotofo Serpent RDA for a tenner, but I wanted to give Vape and Answer. Because the simple reason why I'm shouting out Vape and Answer, well, a couple of bits on there, was he did have another bargain on. It came on Thursday, and it got I knew about it on Wednesday, and then it went public on Thursday, and then they'd sold out by Friday. I've just bought myself the Abyss AIO for £25.
Really?
For £25, yes. Yeah. He had NATO. I've got it in Storm. He had it in like 4 colours, and he was selling them for £25 with a mystery box of juice.
Wow. Anyway.
No, mate. No, I'd have showed it off if he had it. There's none left. You could have got the full kit for an extra £30. You could have got all the accessories for the Abyss. So that would have been 60 quid, and he'd thrown in another mystery box with an RDA in it. So he probably got one of them cheaper ones in. But yeah, £25 I paid for it, mate. I'd have brought it up. It were up, and I know him. I'd messaged him. He says they're on my site now, and I've got one. And by Friday, they'd all gone. I know Mark TVP had bought one because I saw his message on Twitter said that he's picked one up, £25. £25. He just couldn't keep hold of them. They'd gone.
I got the Aspire feed link, and he was selling them off at £10.
Yeah.
That was like 18 months ago, 12 months ago. Wasn't it?
Yeah. So if you do follow him, just follow him on his Instagram, Instagram or on Twitter, because he does suddenly put up some random bargains that he's got. But he wanted to get rid of these mystery boxes, and he threw in, like, say, you could £25, you got a mystery box of e-liquid, as well as the, what is it? So yeah, it was a proper bargain, proper full-on bargain with that one. But it's all gone. Friday, it's all gone. So I couldn't let anybody know. It's fucking gone.
Gutted.
But if it gets any more, I'll let you know straight away. Obviously, I'll let everybody else know. But yeah, it's worth following him. If you're over there, go check out the Vaping Hamster. I'll call it you. So he does mystery boxes. Quite good mystery box. I've seen people get them with different juices on, like a tenner or something for a mystery box. There's a load of juice in it.
It depends on some companies do these mystery. I mean, I bought one from Flawless a couple of years ago, and that was basically they just chucked in whatever shit that they didn't want in, and it's just like there's about 10 mils of the exact same juice inside there. I was just like the flavour that I wouldn't fucking use. I was like,
mango.
Do you not like mango?
I don't mind mango actually.
I like mango.
Mango ice.
Not on its own.
No,
it smells like cat pee.
Everybody says that. Yeah, a lot of people say that.
I don't mind it with something else, but on its own. So.
Yeah. Talking about mystery boxing and that lot, Luke's done a Do You Know Who I Am this week.
Have I?
Yeah, you walked into a vape shop and said, "Do you know who I am?" You've got some stuff. I know, yeah. Just show them what you got. Very kindly donated from a shop that said, "Do you want to do some reviews?"
A Wigan-based vape shop contacted me on Instagram and says, "Come into the shop. We've got some stuff we would like you to try." So they just sent me out about 8 different salts and a short fill of their own juices which they make, and they'd like me to review them. So I am in the process of doing it.
That's good because it's local as well, isn't it? It's local to
definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
So walk down the road. So I went and had a chat. Had an hot chocolate. Kids had an hot chocolate. Went in, had a chat, and asked me to review the liquids, and they said they would work with me and they'd share my videos and blah blah blah, backwards and forwards, and you've got to look after your vape shops, haven't you?
Yeah, no, you have that. Like I say, it's your local vape shop. It's around where you are, and you know what I mean. So it's nice that they've actually contacted you to make a relationship there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least you can, got a bit of a relationship there with, promoting. You might have your face on front of it. You might be a big star.
I'm thinking of getting some posters and maybe put them in corner at shop. To subscribe or something.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, come and watch my video. Put it on there.
But since I've been in, I've had 2 extra subscribers, so that's a start.
Yeah, and I know watching at Vapes do mystery boxes a few. I did have one on my thing that do a mystery box, which I might do. Someone put a comment on one of my mystery boxes and said, check it out, they get some good juices. Yes, I got a miscellaneous mystery box for the e-liquid mixing show, which chefs were doing. They had 3. You could have the mystery box with mystery flavours, fruits, or desserts. And I picked the first one I got was a mystery box. I just said, put whatever in. I got beef. Yam. Fucking beef flavour and yam flavour. No clue what I'm going to do with that. Loads of tobacco flavours. Just fucking random shit that I had on shelf. Honestly, that was just random shite. You're like, no, right, what we got that no one else is using? Right, we'll put this random shit in a box.
Yeah. Oh, but beef, you kind of think, what would they come up with that in the first place? Is it just...
Well, it's not just used for e-liquids, is it? Yeah. Stuff like that. You see, that's the thing. It's the flavourings and not just used for e-liquid making either. Do you know what I mean? So they'll have probably got them in. They've probably bought them all in. Just people buy them just to see what they're like. Do you know what I mean? But I got them in a mystery box and fucking they're still sat there. Oh dear. So yeah, that's it. No, it's good. Like I say, it's good that you're making relationships up with your local shops and that lot. Yeah. Everyone saying, Ben, I'd say the Washington Vapes mystery box are full of very cheap liquid, but 100ml for £3 if you're struggling, it'll get you back. Yeah, they will get you back. Only thing is, when you get the mystery boxes, like I did one, I got a Coca-Cola flavour. It came with dust on it. So that's how long it been sat on the shelves. It had fucking dust on the shelf. And the 1,000ml is $29.99, 400ml is $8.99. Yeah, like I say, you're not going to get the best of things. You might get a few good ones in there. You probably get. I got a load of 10ml that were like tester bottles. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, well, what am I going to do with fucking these? From Nasty Juice and that, I'm like, what am I going to do with 10ml Nasty Juice with no nicotine in them, all zero? Fucking ridiculous. So yeah, that's all that's been going on. What else has been going on? Have you got coming up for review? Any of you?
I've still got let's do the limited edition ones. Jack Rabbit, Cherry Bakewell, and Dr. Frost's Green Energy. Got them, and I've still got the Flat Cap gave me at the expo. Still haven't done it yet. So still got that to the Free Maxus Maxi Poo Poo. I've still got that as well. I've got the expo. I still was going to do the plum job.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that one to do still.
I think. Oh, and I've still got to finish off the Centurus sub tank. Yeah, so that's all I've got coming out in the next week or so.
And what have you got coming up, Luke?
I've got the smaller version of the Vaperesso Target. Is it the 100?
Oh, yeah.
Got that.
Yeah.
It's 80 or 100. It's just a single 18. Yeah, 18650. I've got that to review. I've got some liquids from Dino Sauce. If you heard of Dino Sauce. I've got his whole range, which I've got to work my way through. A few Kingston liquids to review. What else have I got? These ones which were donated to me from my local vape shop for them to do. And I've got quite a few of the Dispergo Real too. I've got a few of them left to do. Yeah.
It's good that it keeps you going for a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know it's all liquid. I've got a load of e-liquids to do. I've got 13 squids to finish off, which I've done. I said I've had one last week, but I sort of just had a week where I think it'll be up.
Just all in a box. Week. I just pick one. I only get a chance to get through usually one, maybe two a week. So it could be a kit or it could be a liquid. But I've got quite a few Dispergos up there, which I've not got around to doing.
Yeah. I've still got to do the Ripsaw. Still got that to do. I've got the 13 squid. I've got some of his new ones, the limited edition, which will be up next week. And that's, like I say, I've got a few bits and pieces to get done. But I am off in 2 weeks, so I've got a bit of time where I can catch up. Because we're not doing a mixing show for 2 weeks. So I'm going to have the 2 week. So there'll be just us. We'll have the bank holiday off like normal. There won't be a show on the bank holiday. But we'll be normal. But during the week, so I'll have a bit of time on a Wednesday where I can catch up. Try and catch up with me, getting everything up and getting things in the bag to put to go forward. Do you know what I mean? So, because I'm hoping by October, then obviously new stuff comes out and we start getting back on course where we get some new stuff coming in. It's just a bit slow at the moment. You've just got to pace yourself, haven't you? Do you know what I mean?
The thing with me is, because I've got 3 children, I work full time. I rehearse with a band, and it's just trying to slot everything in. Plus, getting some time out as well in the evening.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's really a hobby, so it's not obviously at the top of the priority list. It's I'm not going to go and have time with the kids or this, that, and the other. Oh, I didn't remember. It's.
Don't know in chat saying that I'm going to have beef flavoured vodka for Christmas show. I'm not going to tell you I've got blue cheese and tikka as well. And carrot.
Carrot. You do a carrot cake mix, I suppose, but
yeah.
Current fruit flavoured vodka.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be nice. Put a bit of bread in it as well. I could have a currant tea cake.
yeah.
They could be the what them little
Beef
bits of
dripping,
pan. What's them little bit of? Is it called croutons? And they're like hard bits of bread. Which
croutons.
Croutons.
That's it.
Yeah. Can throw over them on vodka.
That's it.
Right, so we are coming up to that time. It is nearly past. It is time to say our goodbyes, and we will go around. We will start with our new co-host, which is Luke.
Well, thank you, Benny and Blazing, for inviting me to be a new co-host, as I've been sacked from Simon's show. No. It suits me. I'm happy to come on. I enjoy it. I've been on as a guest a couple of times. Obviously, I know you do very well, and yeah, thanks for having me. And it's not always a show without the chat, so yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for joining us, my friend. Much appreciated.
No problem.
Will you pass on to Steve? There's only 3 of us, so you've only got Steve.
Go on, have Steve. Go on, Steve.
Cheers, Luke. It's nice to have you joining us. It's back to a trio now, which is rather good. Thanks everyone in chat for joining us, and someone in chat during the show. The link to Luke's channel is there, so if you haven't already, please go over and give him a cheeky little sub. He's only fan. And please join me again tomorrow night at 7:30 for the Laid Back show with me, Ian Above the Clouds, and Josh. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Benny.
Thank you very much for joining us. Much appreciated. While we're on, Steve needs 1 subscriber for 600. He needs 1 subscriber. So if you haven't subscribed to Steve, he only needs 1 sub. If 2 people out there have got another account, please go over to Steve and just push him over that 600.
Yeah. I'll get it.
Push him over.
There you go. So he's at just needing that little bit of a push to get him over 600. So if you can, go over and subscribe to him. If you haven't subscribed to him, if you have got another account, go subscribe to him on that. That would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. So do go over and check out our sponsors, which is Hip Hop Juice. Go over and check out his new flavours. He's got million cherry, million apple, million something or other. Go check them out. Do use N.U.V.S for 12% off. Go over to Sloan's and get some coils. You can use Benny10 for 10% off on there. So you can use that code on there, and that will get you 10% off his coils. Go show him some love. Also, go over to Amatorium, like I say, he's closing down, and get some of his juices for $7.77. I don't think Benny 10 works anymore on that. I think he's dropped all codes just because he's dropped them right down. So if you do fancy Grim Green's favourite Raspberry Ripple, which is Glamour, go over and get some. Get some bargains while it's closing down. Also, like I say, Ancient Elixir, you can get them on cheap at the moment. They're also on cheap. So go over to Nick's site and look at some Ancient Elixir as well. So thank you very much for joining us. You will find us here next week, same time, same place. Go check out both the channels. Go check out the Laid Back Vape Show tomorrow night with Steve. Go over to Mick and Bill, who are going to be on in about 2 minutes over at the Late Night Vape Show. So, and we will see you all next week. Good night.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Half an hour.
Keep moving because I've got to find outro. There you go.
There's.
It is.